What's harder, going D1 or maintaining being D1? Well, the answer to that is easy. Unless you go to college and try to live like Johnny Manziel, it's definitely going D1 is way harder than maintaining being D1. Not all D1 athletes are created the same. Some have the golden ticket, they either knew a coach, their old family member went to that university, they're in state. Whatever the case may be, it may be easier for that person to become D1 because they knew somebody. But not a lot of people had that golden ticket growing up. Some people didn't have the resources, some people didn't have the financial needs to go to camps, get recruited. Whatever sport you may play, not all cases and stories are built the same. For me, going D1 at my school was a very difficult task, especially in the sport of track and field. In track and field, there's only 13 scholarships between, I think, probably 60 to 100 men on the track and field team versus football, where I believe there's 70 or 80 scholarships for the whole entire 160 team roster. So going D1 in a small town where it's not heavily recruited, where you don't have the best resources, and you don't have a good history of a lot of other athletes going D1, it is 100 times harder. Now, that is not raining the parade on being a D1 athlete. I've been a D1 athlete for 2 years now, and let me tell you, it's no walk in the park. Being a D1 athlete, you gotta worry about traveling, school, getting on top of your grades, being a great athlete overall. You're there for a reason, and then if you don't perform, you get the boot. It's very difficult being a D1 athlete, but at the same time, you have all the resources. If you're a high schooler who comes from nothing, you had to get really creative and really scrappy. You had to stay away from temptation. You had to stay away from the parties. You got to stand out when there's 100 to 1,000 kids just like you wanting that same D1 scholarship that you're working so hard to earn. So being D1 versus going D1 is a lot harder in my opinion. Being D1, it's not a walk in the park, but it's a lot more lenient than it is becoming a D1 athlete. So what are you waiting for? Go be D1.